absolutely love this movie. I thought it was so good and so relatable. I feel like everyone can relate to it in some form or another. How were you inspired to make this movie, like drawing from your own experiences? And congratulations, that's so impressive that you directed, wrote, produced, starred in it. It was fantastic.
Thank you. No, that means so much. And it's funny because it's one of those things where when people say they related to it, I'm like, thank you and I'm sorry. Like, I think it's one of those things where it's like growing up on the internet, growing up in entertainment, like these are themes and issues that you kind of can't avoid. And so I'd been thinking about them all for a while in a lot of different ways. And finally it kind of like collided. And I was like, what is a way that I can like express my like anxiety and rage and all of these things in a narrative that kind of feels hyper specific, but also hopefully again extends beyond that. Obviously, it's like about the microcosm of being an actor in entertainment, but that was kind of just a tool to make it the most extreme pressure cooker way of exploring these beauty standards. Yeah, I hope it's an open door to to start conversations about the way that we sort of police ourselves and our own performance vulnerability and existence on the internet and performance of yeah of self and body and all of these things.
It's just so relatable. It's so relatable. And just as a woman, it's just the
Yeah,
horrors of being a woman.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I love the way you described it as this is not like a body horror movie, but it's a movie about the horrors of having a body and
yeah.
like seeing the influences of horror in this movie because there's so many genres I feel like it touches on. I was just wondering like if you could speak on just the way that you've shot this film. I feel like you're watching a character going through like self auditioning, like self tapes, and then as the movie goes on, that tension builds and you're watching her view moments of her life kind of through those self tapes. Can you talk about like the artistic process of filming the movie in that way?
Yeah, totally. Thank you. We were thinking a lot about different uses of screens. Like, how can we film things on different formats? Obviously, we were mostly filming like on a professional like Alexa 35. But it was really important to me to have things that were like recorded on an iPhone and that were filtered through, were, on this, beautiful, through a beautiful lens, but then also kind of like looking at an iPhone, looking at a computer, looking at all of these things, or sometimes we're just like in the computer. So it was really important to me to kind of like have that feeling of like multi-layered filtering because our whole world is filtered now. Our whole world is edited. Our whole world is kind of going through these warpings and changes and cropping and cutting and shifting and changing. And so I wanted the viewer to kind of be imbued in that process and not to feel like we were just filtering a final pretty finished version for the audience, but also that they were kind of like witnessing that happening real time. So that was really important when we were filming it.
I think it translates so well. How's the process of starring in your own project and directing yourself? Like, is it kind of hard to separate being a director and being an actor in those roles?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it was actually it was great. It was a lot of. I'm so grateful to have gotten to do both. I felt so fortunate. I had worked with some of my producers before, and the other producers I loved, like which is you don't always luck out like that, but I really trusted everyone on set, which was just integral for a successful shoot in this case, since I was wearing multiple hats. Every night before production, I would have a call with one of our producers, Sophia Sabella, who's wonderful, and we would go through all of the scenes that we were filming, our shot list, sort of like the main notes for all of our department heads, along with acting notes for all of the characters. Not notes like based off performance, obviously, but like where they are in their journey in each of the scenes, where we're starting, where we're ending, because I couldn't be on monitor all of the time, and so she was always on monitor, kind of acting as my eyes, and then I would be running back and forth from set to Video Village to kind of see what I could and discuss how everything was working with Sophia as well as our head of departments. And so yeah, I mean, it was really just a time thing. It was like over preparing in pre-production so that on the day everyone kind of knew what we were doing. For the most part, obviously things shift in real time. It was great. It was really special.
This film has like such an amazing cast. I was wondering, how did the casting come about? Because everyone was amazing.
Yeah, no, I feel so grateful. It's definitely like a film uh, in many ways for actors. Like I hope actors feel seen watching this film, and so I feel lucky that a lot of really wonderful actors that I so admire responded to it and agreed to show up for a day or a few days. Ryan Simpkins, who plays Maya, was actually involved in the project before there was ever a script. I had outlined the project and had just started like filming improvised scenes. And Ryan and I filmed a few at my place, at their apartment. And then eventually I was like, okay, I'm actually going to become Delaney and lose my mind if we keep doing it this way. I need to like write a script and have collaborators and turn this into a real movie. But so Ryan had been familiar with the project for a while, and Robin Tunney, we were connected with uh, by the wonderful filmmaker Amanda Kramer, who for the entire production we kept calling our like filmmaking fairy godmother because I was like calling her for advice and then like for casting. She's just like a brilliant, wonderful mentor and human. And so she's exactly the person who connected us with Robin. And I was kind of serving as the casting director along with our wonderful producers because that's just the way we did it on this one. So much respect for casting directors, and next time I definitely am excited to work with one. But this was a lot of like, I knew I really wanted to work with Ray, who plays Walt. I worked with him on Transparent, but we never actually got to share a scene together. And so there were a lot of people who I'd either worked with or had known through mutual friends who I thought would be really, really wonderful in their roles. And luckily it kind of came together from Instagram DMs to, calls with agents to all of the things. So
Well, I really love this movie so much. This is such a fantastic film. And I was wondering, like, looking at the project, taking a step back, what is like a scene in this movie that you are most proud of?
I think that the sort of surprise scene that I'm really thrilled with is there's a scene at the pool with Maya and Delaney where Maya's talking about how she was doing this like meditation thing and she realized like she can't name 3 friends that she thinks only wants the best for her. And that was like inspired by a conversation I actually like had with a friend, which like made me very sad. Like it was just one of those things where like Ryan and I had known each other for so many years. We've known each other for like 10 years and we've just like been through the rigmarole of the industry together, and getting to film that scene kind of felt like this catharsis. And the location changed like the day before, like all of these things were like going wrong, and then all of a sudden it was like, of course we need to be filming this like by a pool in this like very LA looking apartment. Like it just aligned and worked out how it should, and like neither of us were gonna cry. We were both like cry. There was just like hugs, and it was just like it just happened the way it needed to happen. And so I feel really grateful for that scene.
The character is so vulnerable, and I feel like your vulnerability as a filmmaker has like translated through the screen. Like it's such a special film. Going through this process and writing this project, like were you pulling from specific instances from your experience in the film industry? Like, is there anything that will send you back and go, gosh, that was a nightmare experience, with the self-tapes and everything?
Yeah, I would say filming with Robin, like filming the scene where she's like getting attacked and her mom has to like read these awful lines back to her where she's like attacking her daughter. That definitely was inspired by just like absolutely heinous self-tapes I had to do with my parents where, we had to be like romantic love interests, or they have to like, attack me, or like just like these crazy situations. So that was definitely inspired by like, doing self-tapes with my parents that I should not have filmed with my parents. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of right now.
What do you hope the audience takes away from this movie as they walk away? What do you hope that they hold on to?
I hope that it like starts conversation. Delaney is not an easy character, even though I think that she's, you can understand what she's doing, but I hope that it starts conversation. It makes people think twice about, why we're doing things. I have no judgment against, plastic surgery or Botox or any of that, but I think that like the culture that requires it kind of is the thing that we should be looking at and criticizing and thinking about. Maybe I'll get Botox, I don't know, but like I think a lot about like why do I feel the need to do this thing, or why do I feel like I need to judge myself when I'm at my most vulnerable crying. Like, here you're trying to be present, here you're trying to be honest and find your sense of self. And then we use that as an opportunity to pounce on and judge women. And I think that that's, really hard and really, really sad. And it's something that I think a lot about, and so I hope people leave thinking about that and talking about it.
Well, congratulations on this movie. It is such a fantastic film. I hope you have a wonderful time at South by Southwest, and thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It's so wonderful talking to you.